What's up with it? It's your boy, the OG Bronc Nuts, 719 West. Tonight, we're doing a public service announcement that's only going to apply to British Chiefs fans. Okay, so if you're a non-British Chiefs fan, you can go ahead and turn the video off right now. This is for British Chiefs fans only. It's a public service announcement and a training. So look here. The OG Bronc Nuts, you know, I like to watch Chiefs fans videos, Raiders fans videos. I mean, it's our rivals, right? It's our interdivision people. And I like all you guys' videos, but I always have to school these delusional Chiefs fans, and I'm tired of it. And I have to go over the top school British Chiefs fans. So me and the Brit Chief, if you don't know who he is, he's a Chiefs fan, lives in Britain. I mean, he's an OG legit. I mean, he's, you know, not just calling himself the Brit Chief. He's from across the pond. Go sub up his channel, check him out. He's a true Chiefs fan. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's got the gear. He flew over here this year to go to a game at Arrowhead. He's regular with his videos. He knows his team. Can't question the man's fanhood. But what he doesn't have and what he doesn't understand is he don't have the real hate in his heart. Because for those of you who don't know, here's how Brit Chief became a Chiefs fan. So he's laying on the couch eating a half-eaten box of yesterday's pizza and sipping on a Yoo-hoo, watching some infomercials about the Ginsu knife, and in the middle of it all, somehow a show about Derek Thomas on ESPN, some program comes on, and this guy all of a sudden falls in love with the Chiefs. And he goes out and he buys him some gear. He just wants an NFL team that he can pour his little heart and soul into. That ain't the way it works out here, British Chief fans. I'm talking about, I've been a fan of Snowball Game, of the Dante Hall 98-yard return punt that had 17 penalties on it and no ref ever seen one of them where you jacked us. A Pete Stoyanovich 53-yard field goal into the wind on Monday Night Football in freezing cold weather to beat us. A Santos clanking one off the post. The hate is real. And you only know a few of the last things that have happened. And you know what? Chiefs fans could say the same thing. There's been plenty of times, games, Jamal Charles fumbling, games when you should have beat us, and you didn't. We stole it from you. We did you dirty. And guess what? Over the history of these two franchises fighting, you've done us dirty too. The problem is that you don't understand it, Brit Chief. Because it ain't been ingrained in you. It ain't been brainwashed inside you from the national media and the local media about your Chiefs from Britain. Now, let's don't get it twisted. I'm happy that there's fans across the pond that love the NFL. The more it spreads, the more fun it is to have fans of different teams all over the world. I love that fact. But the point I'm trying to prove to you British Chief fans is that when I tell you, you know, I clown on these Chiefs fans all the time. They always say, oh, but Bronc Nuts, we do have a Super Bowl ring. Listen, yes, you have a championship, but there was no such game called the Super Bowl when you played and got your Super Bowl ring. The NFL, on a technicality, just went back and renamed those first few games, Super Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, until the merger happened when it became a real league, and then a Super Bowl actually meant something. So I'm not taking away the fact that the Chiefs have never done anything. I mean, you guys are clowns. You haven't done anything for 55 years. But I'm not going to deny the fact that you don't have a championship. But don't call it a real Super Bowl. Don't walk around here with some toy gumball rings on saying, oh, well, we've got a patch too, Bronc Nuts. No, you don't. And when I try to make the point that there is a difference between pre-salary cap and post-salary cap era football, there is. And the Super Bowls fall right in those categories with them. Now, any Super Bowl you've won, any team you are a fan of, that you've won since the merger, in my opinion, all of those Super Bowls matter. All of them count. All of them were earned. And all of them can't be taken away. The difference is that I believe that the ones post-salary cap, which I think has made the game better, are the harder ones to earn. Because back in those days, you look who won. It was forever, like 15, 20 years, it was NFC East teams. And if it wasn't them, it was the 49ers. That's why that whole Cowboys, 49ers, Giants, they all hate each other. Because they were the ones always playing to see who's going to go to the Super Bowl and beat up on the AFC Patsy. Back in those days, the big market teams that just came down, I had more money than your owner had. And if I had more money and a bigger market and my team was on TV every single day, I'd be able to make more money, sell more jerseys, and pay players. So I'd just be like, Tom Brady, yeah, give me him, call him up. Julio Jones, yeah, get him on the phone. We're going to make him a Denver Bronco. Ezekiel Elliott, of course, we need him for sure. That's the way they put these teams together. This is how George Steinbrenner and the Yankees did it for many years. They just bought themselves trophies. And when the playing field was leveled, and everybody had the same amount of money, even though you actually had a little bit more money than the next guy, but you only had the same amount of money to work with. Everybody had the same rules. When that happened, then you found out who the good franchises were. And guess what? Your shitty Kansas City Chiefs franchise ain't one of them. Because if you were, you'd have made 8 trips to the AFC Championship game and won it like we have. You got close. You had a hot team in the 90s. And then the Denver Broncos came into Kansas City during the playoffs and shoved a 10 and a half size foot cowboy boot in your ass and took away your chance to win the AFC Championship game. This is hate you don't understand, British Chiefs. So when you want to say, well, it doesn't matter, blah, 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 it doesn't this, it's sour grapes on the playground. It does matter. Because we earn these championships. We've fallen from grace just like we are right now. We've been 4-12 before. 6-10. Had Tommy Maddox after John Elway. Oh my gosh, the Broncos are going down the tubes. You'll never go back to the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. And we went back to 2 more and won another one. What'd you do, Chiefs? Didn't even get to an AFC Championship game. That's why it matters. I mean, look. 4 o'clock in the morning. Football starting here in a few hours. I got the flu, and Chiefs fans got me riled up like this. Good work, Brit Chief. Good work. But you know what? This is exactly why, this video right here is exactly why our franchise has stomped your ass into the ground for 55 years, and we're going to continue to do it. Because if there's any talk going on anywhere around the globe about the Denver Broncos, I know about it. Because I don't sleep. I scour the internet and I see everything that's typed and printed, and if it needs to be dealt with, it'll get dealt with. And tonight, British Chiefs got dealt with. So here's what I'm going to do for you, Brit Chief. I'm going to help you take your fanhood to the next level, because you have some hate catching up to do between our 2 franchises to really understand why it matters. So until then, you just go over into grandma's jewelry box, pull out some costume jewelry, put that ring on your finger, wear it around town proud. Call yourself a Super Bowl champ. Because out here in the 719, on the West, we sponsored by legit around here, cuz I'm out. You've been served.